Powered by another 30-point performance, 37 exact to be exact, from Coby White and Josh Giddey with another near triple-double. The Chicago Bulls get a victory over the Denver Nuggets. We're going to talk about it all and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That is Rocky Maivia. No, that's Pat the Designer.
Yeah, dang right it is.
Host and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Hayes, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Pat, the Chicago Bulls did it again. They get another dub. This time a 10-point victory over the Denver Nuggets. This was a fun game to watch. The runs, the back and forth runs that were happening in this game. The Bulls in the fourth quarter going to 28-12 run. When they started the run, the Bulls were down by 4. The run ended. They're up 123-111. They never gave up the lead again. How'd you feel about the game, Pat?
Listen, this was one where yet again it's to a point, and maybe I shouldn't be like this, but I was waiting like, okay, where's the defensive run at? Where's the defensive moment going to come in where the Bulls start to close out? Because Bulls are getting, dare I say, DeAndre Jordan, relax, brother.
Yeah.
Relax. I didn't know you still had that in your game. I thought that he did some really tough things down low that the Bulls didn't have really anybody to match up with. Jalen Smith did a really good job kind of in that fourth quarter, doing a better job getting down there. I thought Mike Malone probably brought in DeAndre a little bit too late for them to kind of get back into the game, but he's old. He needs a breather now. And that really opened things up for the Chicago Bulls. I thought they did a good job finally shutting things down low. It forced Jamal Murray to take a couple of more threes from the outside. And Kevin Huerter, while having a tough night offensively yet again, he's somebody you got to talk about. He had the matchup with Jamal Murray, him and Josh Giddey kind of all night, and I thought they did a really good job closing out on Murray, forcing some tough shots, forcing some tough misses in that fourth quarter in a game that he had been cooking just about the entire time. You look at the fact that on the other side of that thing, Giddey and Coby White just were absolutely on fire at just about any point that you needed them to be tonight, and clap it up for a young Dalen Terry. I got to give him his props, my guy. Me and you have been very back and forth on this. Who's the guy that you're most...
Hold on, don't get into it so much. There's a whole segment on Dalen. Look at the last part.
It's just the part about, right, like, who's the part that you're more excited about, Dalen Terry or Julian Phillips? Like, to me, seeing Dalen Terry cement himself as the guy that you can be a little bit more excited about is the third guy that you need for this season. I think moving forward, hopefully there's a role for him there, but for this season, for where you're at right now, you always need that third guy to chip in, and Dalen Terry's been that these last couple of nights, and you can't deny it.
Yeah, Dalen Terry just he played a really important role, and we'll talk about that a little bit more today. I want to focus on Coby White and Josh Giddey getting to the free throw line and combined 21 times today, hitting 18 of those. You gotta love it when you see both those guys going into attack mode. And this was a night where Coby, he still took 10 3-pointers, hit 5 of them, so he's 50% from 3, which is really good. But the fact that he kept attacking, I think is really smart for him. Shows the growth that he's had on the mental part of the game, and Dalen Terry did the same.
Yeah, 100%. You never know. Hayes sometimes gets choked up when the Bulls just play at a level like this, man. The one thing I will say about, them playing well together and how they've been playing off of each other, I think that, the fact that Giddey could knock down the three like we saw him do tonight a couple of times. Listen, Coby White didn't shoot the three ball well in the second half. In the first half of the game, he was on fire. In the second half of the game, Coby White really didn't shoot the ball well, but me and you have talked about it ad nauseum at this point over this stretch. The Chicago Bulls need Coby White to really get downhill, to focus on getting to the free throw line, to focus on going out there and getting a bucket. And that's just kind of what he's been doing over the last few nights. And what it does is it puts the defense on their back foot. You saw it multiple times, right? Zeke Naji on his back foot, expecting Coby White to get down there. Jamal Murray trying to stay in front of him. And now all of a sudden you've got this collapse that's happening in the paint. You kick it out there and everybody's like, oh, snap. Can Josh Giddey shoot now? Dang it, he can. And Josh Giddey knocking down a couple of big threes there. Like, so much is created off of Coby White being able to drive, being able to attack the basket the way that we've seen him do over the last couple of days. I mean, it is the part of the game right now that is making it so much easier for the Dalen Terrys, for the Julian Phillips, for the Josh Giddeys, and even the Nikola Vucevic's at time to find the open shots. And tonight, the Jalen Smiths got involved in that as well.
Yeah, everybody got involved. That's another thing we got to talk about is Jalen Smith, who has basically been getting a bunch of DNPs, plays 15 minutes today, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists in this game. He also, was out there in a few important stretch by the Bulls when they were changing the momentum. We've been giving Billy Donovan his flowers. We've been giving him his credit. I got to give Billy Donovan his flowers yet again. Sucks we didn't see Zach Collins, but he rolled the hot hand. And this was a game where Modest didn't play in the fourth quarter at all. But part of that was because of the guys that Billy Donovan had out there, the players that went on that run. He rolled that hot hand, and in those cases, I can't be mad. Modest had a solid game today too, but when you go on the type of run the Bulls were down the stretch, Billy Donovan has not always been a guy that I bet we're going to ride this out. Sometimes he just makes weird rotations. Got to give him credit for sticking with a rotation that was working today.
Well, and listen, just realizing that Vooch couldn't handle DeAndre Jordan early in the game and trying to find some different options. You did go to Zach Collins early in that game. I literally when I was like, all right, Vooch is getting cooked out here, we can absolutely get him out of this game. Zach Collins comes walking in trying to figure out the DeAndre Jordan thing. You try Jalen Smith. You have to try some different things. The thing about this now is that you have 3 guys, and really 2, but I still include Vooch in that because Vooch, I don't think that he's just packed it in. I just think that he's just kind of like, all right, I'm out here. I exist in this game. But Jalen Smith and Zach Collins are 2 guys who have really tried to go that extra mile as far as closing out on guys outside, still trying to stay in the paint, trying to give the Bulls some extra size. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought with the struggles that you were having down low, I would have liked to see him go with a little bit of a dual big lineup. But the fact that Billy Donovan was like, let's try something, and when you found one that worked and you stuck with it, I think that is something that we haven't seen him do in the past on a consistent basis. And you can talk about it in the sense of Jalen Smith in this game tonight. You can talk about it in the sense of how he hasn't played Dalen Terry, how he hasn't played Julian Phillips, how he hasn't played Ayo Dosunmu, Coby White, whoever the person is after they have a hot game. You know, the continuation of seeing those guys build up confidence and stay out there. Yes, saw Jalen Smith hit a couple of threes there, and you left him out there and said, he's playing confident right now. Let's keep him out there on the floor. And listen, Jalen needed this game tonight. Like, the one thing that I will say, a lot of people have been critical of Billy not playing Jalen Smith. The positive that Jalen Smith gives you is a big that can rebound, is solid in the defensive game, but that can knock down that 3 ball. Jalen Smith has been shooting the 3 ball horribly over the last 15 games. So it's good to see him get back to knocking it down.
Yeah, I mean the rhythm that the Bulls were playing with was like perfect for Jalen Smith's threes as well to start falling, because the way that we were collapsing the defense when Coby and Giddey are putting that much pressure, it's going to leave wide open lanes for somebody. And Jalen Smith was like, I bet I'll take some of that.
Yeah.
And so it was really good. Him and Dalen Terry both said that, but like I said, we'll talk more about Dalen here in a second. After a couple of really good games, solid games, Patrick Williams disappeared again today, Pat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice. Listen, I don't want this to be the every time people has a bad game. It's just this is a bench player.
Yeah.
Right? Bench players have bad games. That's why he's a bench player. This was a game that I thought defensively he was disengaged the entire night, which I think is where P. Will's going to have to adjust, and I don't think that he is there yet, is I think in P. Will's mind, he thinks, oh, I'm on the bench. That means I need to be out here scoring 15 to 18 points a night. Those days are over, my boy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
pick the thing that you're really, really good at, which for me, it used to be when I thought about Patrick Williams, the defensive end. P. Will could come in and be a lock. He could be somebody that could clamp down. He could be somebody I thought it was perfect tonight. He ended up getting switched out on Jamal Murray and just put his arms out, and Jamal Murray had to do like 3 or 4 in and outs before he ended up just being like, I got to pass the basketball. Like, that is the thing that you need to lock in on. Find the thing that you feel you are going to be the best at. And I'm talking about worth $18 million at, and focus on doing that. Doesn't mean you can't do the other things. And I think that's what Alex Caruso was so good at. That's why we loved Alex Caruso here in Chicago. Listen, if Patrick Williams gives me an Alex Caruso defensive effort, and every now and then he chips in a 14-point game, a 16-point game, clap it up. That's a solid bench piece. That's worth the $18 million that you paid him.
Yeah, for sure. You know what he can do with that $18 million? He can use Monarch money to help him manage it, which is what we're going to get into after this. We're going to talk about Josh Giddey and Coby White and their connection after a message from Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch Money to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Managing money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. By the way, and also, keep her from buying a lot of shoes, by the way. Nonetheless, take control over your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com. 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. I can see the pain with the shoes.
Hey, dog, my favorite thing, and I know the show is frowned upon, whatever, it raised me. The Cosby Show is when he teaching Theo about money, and Theo's sitting there coming up with all this stuff. And he like, I still got $75 to get me through the month, which is a lot back then. They must say, you plan on having a girlfriend? For sure. There you go. And took the rest of his money. Yeah.
That's hilarious. $75 being a lot of money is crazy too.
You could go a long way with $75.
Bro, you could go a long way with $5. I remember one time my mama gave me $5. Bro, I went to the movie theater. I bought popcorn. I got some candy. And afterwards, I went and got some nachos at the bowling alley.
Yeah, you old, bro. I ain't grow up in that area. Did you go get a couple of trollops down at the soda factory? Yeah, you old, dog.
Oh man,
$5, like
$5, bro.
I can do a lot with $5, but I wasn't catching a movie.
I also lived on a military base. Yeah. Exactly. Where going to the movie was like $2.50.
Yeah, you was in a different country out here. I'm about to say I was at Gurnee. Like $5 might not get you in the movie.
Nonetheless. And you know what $5 ain't gonna buy us? A good backcourt. Coby White and Josh Giddey are sitting there, man. They're about to make a lot of money. The growth of these two players, and I know we keep talking about it. At some point, we're just gonna leave it alone. We'll reevaluate it at the end of the season. But I keep being impressed about the balance that they find. First half of this game, Josh Giddey only had 10 points. I think he only had taken 4 shots, if I'm not mistaken, something like that in the first half of this game. And it was you didn't look at it and feel like he wasn't in the flow because he had a bunch of rebounds, he had some assists. Then in the second half of this game, after Coby scored 24 in the first half, Josh Giddey took over more, and Coby took more of a back. Coby still was cooking, make no mistake about it, but he took a little bit of a back seat out there, provide some spacing, things like that. You just see the development happening between these guys, and it's really special to watch.
Yeah, listen, I mean, like when you talk about what Coby White did in the second half, it's all about getting to the free throw line, right? That's where a good chunk of his points come from. Didn't shoot the ball nearly as well as he did in the first half, 25% from the field, 20% from the three-point line. But the thing that I loved about it was still keeping himself engaged. And Josh Giddey, I thought, in the second half of this game, just all of a sudden was like, okay, you need me to step up now. They're all focused on you. I'm just gonna stand around this bucket and be 6'10".
Yeah.
Like, whatever you need from me, like, I'm gonna just be down here. Oh, is he too small? By the way, Giddey has perfected, like, I can't think of another player that I've seen do this. He's perfected driving to the bucket, turning his full back to the bucket, and just putting his arm up and laying the basketball in. I don't know if I've seen another player lay up like that. Like, that's a weird layup. Like, it's literally like my back is to the basket and I'm gonna just put my arm up and let the ball roll in. Let me know if y'all can think of another player that has laid the ball up like
to
that.
highlight that point today, 72% of Josh Giddey's shots. He hit 72% of them, but out of the shots that he took, 11 shots he took within 9 feet of the bucket.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, he knew where to get his shots. He was getting the foul calls down there. There wasn't much they can do with him. He was talking a little bit of trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Josh Giddey might have a little.
Don't think Josh Giddey talk mad. He's Australian, bro.
Hey, bro, I think Josh Giddey. No, but see, it's the thing. I think Josh Giddey got a little Chris Paul to him. Like, you look at him and you don't see it in him, but I feel like he be down there and he just be like,
listen.
Buddy, you looking like a slab today.
People see the fair skin and long hair and think he a punk. I'm telling you, Josh Giddey be getting like Luka didn't just get that pissed off to where he was throwing elbows because of Josh Giddey just being able to score on him. Josh Giddey's out there talking crap to people.
Hold on. Luka kind of a wuss, bro.
Yes, but that's why he got upset.
Yeah, like Luka get upset if
you can't tell me you can't see Josh Giddey walking by him and saying, "Your mama's up." And then keep it going.
A slap. No, bro, listen, I think the thing about Giddey and the connection that him and Coby are having right now, the part that's exciting about that is you're still getting the big moments out of both of them, and it's perfectly playing off of each other. Now, that comes from Josh Giddey being able to go out there and knock down the three ball the way that he is, because I think that opens up the game. You have to focus on Coby when he's driving to the bucket. You have to focus on Giddey when he's driving to the bucket, and both of them can knock down the three. I think it's opening up a ton of catch and shoot opportunities for the team, because not only did Josh Giddey have a 16-point half, he also had 6 assists.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still finding guys open. He's still finding guys cutting. And I mean, he had a dime to Jalen. Was that Jalen Smith down low when he threw it behind Brown's head?
Yeah.
That was disgusting, dog.
Listen, Josh Giddey's passing is ridiculous, bro. I looked up something today because I got another debate coming up, and the Josh Giddey Alex Caruso trade is one of the topics, which I don't know why they gave me a Bulls topic. Like, I'm not about to cook.
Yeah, you about to have somebody up.
Yeah. But do you know that Josh Giddey has created almost points just off assist as Alex Caruso scored his whole entire Bulls tenure this year? Like, all 3 years that Alex Caruso was here, he only scored 150 more points than what Josh Giddey has created just off assist. It's crazy.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I get it. That's
hold
crazy.
on, we're not stopping there. Not only that, but Josh Giddey has more rebounds than all 3 years of Alex Caruso combined already, and he has it's another weird stat. I think it's many blocks as well. Like, the Bulls won the trade, y'all.
The only thing I would say is, right, Caruso's giving you something different, right? The thing
he's giving you something different.
Giddey is giving you okay defense. Like, it's still a lot of like, and the thing is,
it's a large gap. Caruso's defensively is so much better than Josh Giddey.
Yes.
But when you talk about impacting the whole game of basketball, Josh Giddey's impacting more places than just that.
Well, but that's what I mean, right? When you talk about the turnovers that AC created, we've seen AC come away with turnovers, 7 turnovers in a game, or 7 steals in a game, right? And we just saw Giddey have an 8 steal game the other day. 9 steal game? What do you have? A lot.
8 steal game.
But I think the thing for me where it kind of becomes which impact would you rather have is, are you playing better defensively as a team with one and being able to translate that to the offensive end? That's where I think this Bulls team is different. But the one thing I will say is, I would love to see Alex Caruso with this team. Like, I know
100% fact, bro. That's why I can't wait. I wished Io was healthy right now, because that's the closest facsimile that we have to that. But Alex Caruso on this team, especially with how this team gets out in transition, Caruso will probably have dunks on people's heads every single night. You see what Modest is already doing. Like, come on, man.
But I think here's the thing, right? Caruso is who he is. Giddey's 22.
Exactly. That's another part of this.
Giddey is 22, and we are talking about getting to the end of the season and going, we're going to have to pay him a lot of freaking money at the end of the year because there's no way that you can let him walk. He's showing you everything that you've wanted to see, and he's doing it in a way that makes the people around him better. Josh Giddey is, I'm not saying they're the same. I'm not saying that the production is the same, but he is reminding me of what Jason Kidd used to do for that young Nets team when literally it was just like, if you play with me, and that was a different era. So like you could be the best player on the team doing that. But it was like, if you play with me, you will get 15 points. Like if you don't have 15 points, you're not good at basketball. Like that was how that Jason Kidd Nets team was. It was just like, if you run with me, I'll get you 10. So it's just, it's such a different world. And to me, what Giddey has done, it has been impressive. Y'all have watched it here on Locked On Bulls. I was not a Giddey fan. I have gone from being excited about the Giddey trade to being like, we can't play this dude in fourth quarters because he's so bad defensively, to being back on like, yo, this dude might be, I said top 5. That's crazy. I listened to that
crazy,
episode.
bro.
That was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. After that episode, I was like, there might be 12 dudes better than him in this league.
You know what's funny too is that it usually when you say stuff like that and you be tripping, I'm gonna be like, Pat, you're tripping a little bit, but I don't know.
You wanted to follow me.
I wanted to follow you there, bro, because it was like off the top of my head, but then you get to thinking, he's like, no, bro, like as we started going through the names, and then even the fact that we left off people like LaMelo and Ja in the conversation is crazy, bro.
LaMelo, I'm kind of good on. Yeah, LaMelo giving me 35 games a year. LaMelo trying to follow in his brother's footsteps.
I mean, one footstep, because there's only one leg between the. Anyway, we're gonna continue the conversation. We're gonna talk.
Being about real, there's only Never mind, I'm not gonna do a leg joke. I'm not gonna do a leg joke. It was there. It was there.
Wow, I know where you're gonna go with that. We're gonna continue the conversation, talk about Dalen Terry right after this. That was crazy.
Ball to kick it.
The fact that he decided to he pre-trolled.
Oh, that was elite.
And recorded a video of him with the leg still, so that he knew he was going to post it after the fact to make it seem like the leg grew back. That was diabolical.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. A lot of people dislike LeVar Ball and the Ball family as a whole. As far as number one, being a father, whether you like Jello's music or not, Jello's cooking in the music space right now. Both of his sons or two of his 3 sons are in the NBA. Like, there's a lot of good things happening. You don't see that out of regular dads, bro. Like he got his kids acting different out here.
Yeah.
And I might swerve in that corner. Whoa.
Yep, he swerved too much in the corner. That's what he was doing, and that's why Lonzo and LaMelo's legs are jacked up. But
I mean, his what scared me when I saw that. I was like, wait a minute. So is that Melo's future? Or not Melo? I was like, is that Lonzo's future? Like, is it like if they didn't put that African's knee in there, like the bottom half of this man's leg was gonna be gone?
Dalen Terry, Pat. Dalen Terry.
We are on Dalen.
Dalen Terry. Because that's crazy. Dalen Terry has quietly but surely been putting together a nice little stretch here. Out of the last 6 games, 4 of those he scored in double figures, which is nice to see. Well, 1 was 9 points, so 3 of those he scored in double figures. 1 he was really close. But last 3 games in a row now, over 20 minutes at least from Dalen as well. How you feeling about Dalen Terry's recent performance?
Dalen Terry has become, I'm going to do anything to get a bucket. And that's what I care about. That's the part that, to me, I think that was lacking. Because Dalen would say, I'm going to do anything to get a bucket, but then he would become a cluck. And like, that's the part, bro, I'm not going to lie. I saw it. I wasn't going to say nothing about it. And I get it. I get what he's trying to say, but that was crazy. Lord, I get you.
First of all, are you okay?
Are you okay? No, I feel like we didn't have a section real quick. Do we still got talk space or any of the therapy apps real quick?
Bro, I don't know. Like, I'm worried about him now, bro. I'm worried.
Concerned, bro. Feel like he gave himself his own last name. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
That was nuts. The one thing that I like about what Josh Giddey's game is, and right, the scoring has only been on the last couple of games that you talk about the scoring as upper level bench player production. But the thing that I love about what we've seen out of Dalen Terry is what I asked for P. Will to do. No matter the game, defensively, Dalen Terry has been engaged. He's forced turnovers. He's been in the right spot. He's done whatever he can to get a bucket, and he hasn't added in the clutch scenarios that we could almost count Dalen Terry for every game to have, where it's just like, all right, Dalen, oh, no, why are you trying to crawl? Oh, no, he's dry. And
here comes Dalen. There goes Dalen. That's what that was.
I feel, by the way, we didn't talk about this, and shout out to how Dalen played in Sacramento, in LA, and in Denver. Speaking of what Lloyd said there, did you see DeMar DeRozan say that Dalen know when daddy's calling to pick up?
Bro. Yes.
My boy, what do you mean by that? Did you kidnap this man to the West Coast and do unspeakable things? Like, what is happening?
You know, to pick up when daddy's calling is wild, bro.
Crazy, though.
To say that about another grown man, that's crazy.
Fam, remember when Muzz told Kyrie, like, do you look up to LeBron as a father figure? And Kyrie was like, I got a dad, and that's weird for you to ask me that.
Yeah. That
was the only place my brain went where it's like, that got to be Dalen's response to this. Dalen was just like, you know. What? Like, nah, this is nuts. That's a weird one. But no, man, I think that how Dalen has been playing is commendable. And I tell you this, dog, I know he's making $18 million, but every day there's another player I'd rather see on the court more than P. Will.
Who would you like to see on the court more? Who else would you like to see on the court more than P. Will, Pat?
You know what? If he could find somebody to fill in his hair, I would love to see THT on the court more than P. Will. I can't stand looking at him with that hairline now. He got to get that fixed. If possible, and I know this would be very difficult, I would love to see Lonzo Ball's previous knee on the court more than P. Will.
Just the knee itself?
Just the knee.
Okay.
Just the knee. If at all possible, if we could make a trade, I would like to see Candace Parker leave the booth and join the Chicago Bulls before I see P. Will out there again.
Let me ask you this, Pat. If your life depended on it, I'm talking about your life literally depended on it, you would be dead if this didn't happen. Who would you trust to be able to get a double-double for you, P. Will or Javon Carter?
Ooh. Can I just claim
death is an option there. You can't just choose that.
Say, can I just choose Jesus as my Lord and Savior and hope for the best? Like, you know,
repentance may be the better. It may be the better choice there. Repentance may be the better choice.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I feel like I'm not only gonna lose my life, but also my eternal soul out here. That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah. Anything left?
And weirdly enough, Javon Carter. Feel like he can get hot. Who are we playing?
Denzel Valentine,
who are we playing against?
Denzel Valentine or Patrick Williams?
That's tough because the gums are gonna make him less aerodynamic. I mean, I feel like Denzel at least can take a bite out of the defense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna disrespect P. Will like that because P. Will ain't dropped a bad mixtape. So yeah, let me get Patrick Williams. I'll take P. Will. Marquise
Teague or Denzel Valentine for
you. Want to know what? You want to know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, and maybe it's just Jeff talking. The more I hear Jeff talk about Marquise, the more I think the Bulls have Marquise Teague. The more I hear Jeff Teague talk about him, like, my brother was amazing. Like, he just was on a terrible team, and
what
they
do you
didn't
expect
help
him
him
to
at
say,
all.
Pat? Do you expect him to come out and say, "Yeah, my brother was absolute garbage"? Is that what you expect to happen?
It's not what I expect him to say. Actually, no, I should have said Yeah, kind of. Like, I feel like if Keith was terrible, Jeff would absolutely be like, "No, you were terrible in the NBA, bro." Like, I do kind of feel like the Bulls might have ruined Keith. I'm not gonna lie to you. And he was horrible. He should have stayed another year in college. That's all.
All right. Well, now that we've played, Pat's life is on the line. Any last thoughts, Pat, before we get up out of here?
Walt Lemon Jr.
Oh, Jesus. No, that I'm
Or
definitely
Patrick
choosing
Williams,
repentance at that point. That's just go ahead, just repentance.
Let's finish it out. Oh, Coda's up. Hey! Stay red! Giddey's lit! Cause Coby hit! Billy D! I see what you own. If the Bulls keep playing like this, LeVar, you might get your leg. Never mind. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.
Wow. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys can follow Pat at Pat the Designer.
That's the line. That was the line.
If you want to follow me, you can do so at CEO Hayes. You can follow us collectively at Locked On Bulls. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. LockedOnBulls@gmail.com. For Pat the Designer. We out here. Peace, y'all. That's crazy, bro. That's
Shout out to
that's crazy, bro. Why?